Great. Welcome to another session webinar of ConnectFor. And today's topic, we have very interesting topic, AI for fundraising. I hope we all, listening and hearing about AI, artificial intelligence, chat GPT, and so much about the technological, advancements are happening and how we can use the same how we can use AI for for the social impact positively basically. So this session is all about today's so AI for fundraising. So what is our agenda? So our agenda and plan for today is we will have the little introduction of about our expert speaker and about Connect for and Connect for webinars. Then we will have the webinar discussions by our expert speaker. At the end, we will have a Q&A session and the closing circle. Some norms I would like to request you all can go take notes, take a pen and paper handy with you if you want to take some notes. Use chat box. Let's make this session more interactive. I mean, we don't want a one person or two persons just talking. Please share your insights since you are also working in the same ecosystem. You might be having some experiences. Please share those experiences. Use chat box for the questions. Also, we want to see the faces. It's been very long time, so we always see, with our stakeholders online. But yes, we like to see the faces. And yes, please participate. A little information about ConnectFor. So ConnectFor is a platform where we match and connect volunteers to NGOs based on their requirements. Our focus has always been on tailoring these solutions to benefit each other of our stakeholders groups. When we know this concept of monetary donation is very common and well established in India. At ConnectFor, we focus more on empowering people to donate their time and skill to a specific cause. So till now, we have partnered with more than 700 plus NGOs, and we have connected to about 70 to 90,000 volunteers have been registered on a platform so far, where we work across different cause verticals such as children, education, environment, community development, women empowerment, and so on. And some of you are already partnered with, so you know how this ecosystem, how this entire, the platform works about. About the Connect for webinars, so we started these webinars basically to help and capacitate non-profit organizations by bringing highly skilled guests to share their learnings and experiences to train NGOs to function better with regard to their projects, basically. So these webinars raise awareness and provide knowledge on sector-based challenges and solutions. So far we have conducted like more than 60 webinars on various topics. If you can go to Connect for YouTube channel, you will find all the recorded webinars over there, which we have done so far. If you're new, NGO, like if Connect4 is new for you, you can always reach out to us at on connect4.org, or you can email us or contact us on our official numbers, which are there on our website as well. Okay, let's come to the point now, I guess. So I would like to, introduce today's expert speaker, Irfan Bashir, and we are happy and excited to have him. So Irfan is a co-founder and CEO of DaanVeda. It's an organization which, help and support non-profits for fundraising intelligence. So basically, DaanVeda is a fundraising intelligence platform helping non-profits scale their fundings. Irfan has family at Bhumi and Keto. He has authored crowdfunding, the story of people, and they have trained about 3,000 plus nonprofits and volunteers spanning grassroots works, fundraising, and sectors consulting. I was just discussing with him about the Danveda and how the platform works. I mean, he will definitely share more about the same, but they have definitely done. Fantastic job helping because fundraising it's kind of always challenges for non-profits like us raising funds or getting funds, whether it's grants for from any resources we like. So this is definitely going to help, I suppose. So we are now ready to begin with our webinar. I'll stop the screen here, and Irfan, you can take over the session.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Neelam. Uh, okay, hi everyone. I have close to, I think, 45 minutes with you all. It's wonderful to see some of your faces. And some disclaimers. This is going to be a little bit more difficult session. So if you have your attention spans, if they're there, you have like that right now, I would invite you to give me your attention for 45 minutes, and I hope you can leave the call learning a lot more about AI beyond your everyday tasks like chat and research, what we typically try to do with AI. Uh, Rather than making it something that I simply like I'll just say something. I'll try to be more practical and hands-on. I'll show you different tools. I'll even give you some very freely available tools, and those links I'll share with you. We prepared a repository of close to 150 such free tools that are available for non-profits, that they can use. So it's going to be an exciting session. Some of these terms are going to be new, so I hope we have the courage to learn. Why I say that is because you all have taken a very bold decision to be in the social impact sector. I see Mr. Satish there, and I think it says that 50 years your organization has been up and running. It's a long time, right? It's a long time to fight the good fight. So when we are in the social impact sector, I repeat this so many times that the difference between scale, right? Say you reaching 10,000 children versus 1 million children, right? Your work leading to you planting, say, 1,000 trees, or like, say, 100,000 trees. The difference will never be intent, because you come with a lot of intent. If you've chosen this sector, it means that you've, I'm pretty sure, like, you sacrifice a lot of many other things in your life. The difference will always be funding and the skills. Skills, thankfully, I think over the last few years, with the advent of AI, that skill barrier is coming down. Access to knowledge, access to, what is possible now compared to before, has drastically changed. I'll start the session. Today is about the use of AI in fundraising, right? I believe two of the biggest challenges that we have. We'll cover a lot of topics, but first I want to show you how big is the pie. We think about, like, most of us focus on CSR, some of us focus on retail giving, some of us do crowdfunding, some of us go towards foreign funding. This pool has steadily been increasing year upon year, right? Like, I'm pretty sure some of you would know that as of today, CSR is 35,000 crores in India, right? And it is poised to grow to 1.2 lakh crore in the next 1 decade. In fact, more recently, Government of India has floored a bill which intends to almost double the ambit of CSR in India. What I want to say is the pie is very large. There are all sorts of people who are giving. There are people like you and me, maybe giving, in low ticket sizes. There are people who are HNIs giving maybe in crores of rupees. There are family foundations. There are, ultra high net worth individuals who've even set up their family foundations. And there are foreign donors, multinational agencies. I've been a fundraiser for close to 10 years. In the last 10 years, I have identified over 18 different funding strategies that you can tap into. So the pool is never small. If you know what exactly would be, if you know which strategy to pursue, and if you do it with intent, fundraising is not impossible, right? Like, we have proven this time and again for so many non-profits. Now, this is the pool that we are currently looking at. And these are all the private players in philanthropy. The 200 number that you see here, this is 200,000 crores, right? So close to 220,000 crores is where currently India's philanthropy ecosystem is stands. But that is a drop in the ocean compared to what the public sector spending is, which is close to 95% right now. So that is how much, like, we spend in terms of, like, that is what our overall social sector spending is. And it's in basically lakhs of crores. But again, that it itself is a drop in the ocean compared to global philanthropy volumes. We When we think of philanthropy, we focus on what? CSR or maybe retail. If you look at foreign foundations, for instance, right? Uh, I'll give you one number. Just in the US, some 150,000 foundations hold close to over $1 trillion in assets. And just like how in India there is a law that states that 2% must be, in profits given to, for CSR activities. Similarly, these foundations are bound by law to spend every year 5%. So there's a lot of funding out there. You just have to know which type of funding. Now that brings me to our four types of donors. We have individual donors, we have corporate donors, we have foundations, and we have governments. I haven't listed much in the government, but traditionally governments tend to be the single biggest funders. In foundations, I'm pretty sure you come across grants every now and then. You would have seen perhaps like unrestricted funding, which is sometimes like a unicorn funding that rarely we find. And corporate funding is there, but it doesn't happen just in the form of CSR. It happens in the form of matching gifts as well. Sometimes if a corporate employee volunteers for your non-profit, right, you are eligible for grants based on that. If some corporate employee donates to your non-profit, you are eligible for matching grants there. And then individual fundraising is, it's by far the single biggest chunk that exists in the world. Individuals, we as individuals tend to be more generous compared to institutions, and this then manifests in many different other types of fundraisings, like event-based fundraising, door-to-door fundraising, face-to-face fundraising, legacy giving, reward-based fundraising. So what I'm saying is, there is a lot under the open sky when it comes to fundraising. But where are the challenges? Why do we struggle with fundraising? What happens? Like, why is fundraising so complex? Because I just told you, okay, there are trillions of dollars, lakhs of crores being spent in philanthropy, but where is this money? We don't see it. Now, I could argue a lot of it also goes to sources where perhaps like we would say, oh, like why is it going to here and there sources? I recently came to know that now I think Bihar government is starting its own portal to attract CSR funding. So now imagine like you'll have state governments also seeking CSR funding. All of this is there. All of these are realities. But the fundraising journey is very complex. If you all are, you all have been running your organizations for so long, if I am to sell today a phone to you, like I have my phone, I want to sell this to you. If you are willing, I'll be able to sell it to you, right? If you like the features and everything, I can sell it to you. But when we sell social impact, there's no exchange of goods that's happening, right? There's no exchange of services that's happening. Altruism is for various different reasons. And in fact, to that, I would argue in a country like India, still easier to do charity because we have concepts like karma, right? We are a very religious country in that, right? Like we think about good deeds, bad deeds, but still fundraising is not easy. Aside from the mindset, what happens? Where do we as NGOs struggle? Let's take one example of institutional funding. We do not find funding, we stumble upon funding. Think about a lot of funding opportunities that you have come across, right? Perhaps they were shared on a WhatsApp group. Perhaps it was a referral that someone gave you, or maybe you used to work at a corporate and maybe you had a friend who worked at a corporate. So a lot of referrals, often lead to it. If I were to start a crowdfunding campaign today, what would I do? I would go to my perhaps like friends and family to raise funds. The first problem that we as fundraisers face is discovery. We do not know where all the opportunities are. The landscape is pretty dispersed. But if I were to tell you there are 300,000 foundations out there in the world that are discoverable and that are giving money, you would tell me where are these 300,000 foundations? If I told you that over the last 10 years, there are 52,000 corporates that have done CSR, 52,000 corporates. On any given year, the active number of corporates that are doing CSR in the last 3 years, if I take the average, is very easily 25,000. Now, what's happening? Why do we not find them? Again, systematic barriers. Then prospecting is there. Now, if I told you there are 300,000 foundations, are all relevant to you? No, right? Maybe 5,000 are relevant to you, or maybe 3,000 are relevant to you. Then there is the problem of lead generation. Suppose, right, I told you that there is a company, Vedanta, which is relevant to say you have a scholarship program and it funds scholarship programs. The next question you would ask me, okay, who in Vedanta should I reach out to? Who is the key decision maker? Right? Like, who are these people, and what is their email ID, what is their phone number, what is their LinkedIn, how do I connect with them, will they even respond to me? Which brings us to this relationship building and cultivation, right? Unlike selling something where someone is getting something in return, right, which is again in itself questionable, right? Like, because I believe when people do charity, they do get a lot in return. It's just that it's more to do with their psychological state, like, it's more to do with the warm glow that they get through philanthropy. But in fundraising, the core challenge also is relationship building. Now, here is the thing. Harvard Business Review did a study 20 years ago. 20 years ago, they did a study. They found what? How much are NGOs spending in fundraising operations? I am not talking about just fundraising. I'm talking about fundraising operations. You servicing your donors, you giving them those reports on time, you creating all these proposals and whatnot. All of that, the bandwidth that finance team spends in fundraising, the bandwidth that marketing team or the program team, forget about the fundraising team, the bandwidth that founders and directors have to give towards fundraising, direct and indirect costs. They said 18% of the budget of an NGO is going towards that. And John Hopkins did another study saying that we underreport this data. Most NGOs are forced to underreport this data to less than 5%. Because for some reason, if we are seeking corporate donations, then corporates won't entertain us if our admin is somehow more than 5%. So even if some of us are lucky enough to get funding, like, how do we keep our admin costs down? I'm not here to talk about all the challenges that we have. I'm here to tell you that a lot of costs that we see in fundraising are time costs and resource costs. If you had, say, 3 or 5 people doing fundraising for you, life would be easier. But hiring 5 people costs money, which is what brings me to AI. That is where AI helps. Now, I'll be very honest with you, right? Like, I've been almost following AI at a very research level since 2016. I've been fundraising since 2014. If you ask me my real opinions about AI, I'll tell you it is going to eat up a lot of jobs, but not in the non-profit sector, because in the non-profit sector we already struggle to hire, right? Like, we are already resource constrained. So it's better that there are technologies that help people increase their productivity per se, because either way it's not like, uh, like, almost every day I talk to, like, 5 6 NGOs, and almost, like, 80% of the NGOs that I've talked to, trust me, they don't have a fundraising team. Most don't have like more than one person looking at fundraising, and often it is the founder that is looking at fundraising. Now, should a founder be doing how many things can a founder do, right? So these are core challenges, but how can now AI help us? See, in 2022 around, we had some groundbreaking innovations in AI. In 2016 is when we were looking at transformer architecture. Later, a research paper came, was published that talked about, like, okay, attention is all you need, and it created this, this thing what we call generative AI. Right before that, we had predictive AI. We could use machine learning to predict outcomes. Now we have generative AI, which can generate, so next token prediction, and whatnot. Now, it changed the world in that it can do quite a few things for you. It can write your emails, it can build your data sets, it can create your apps, it can publish your websites and whatnot. Suddenly, a person who was never technical in their lives can do coding, and I'm going to show you how today we can do all of that, right? But AI can help you. It can help you determine your funding strategy. If you want to know a good free tool that we have created, Muskan, my co-founder, is also on the call. I would invite her to share a link with you. We built a simple questionnaire for you. You can fill in the questionnaire, and the AI will give you the funding strategy that is ideal for you. Right? Who should you contact? Right? Again, the same question. Like there may be 52,000 corporates that have done CSR in the last 10 years, but are all of them relevant to your specific NGO? How do we know that? And when should we contact them? What is the right time to contact them? How much should be the ask? And how should we reach out to? And what should you say to them? Right? All of this, these are things where AI can help us. I'll talk about some AI tools, right? Like this is less to tell you about tools, more to tell you about use cases, what all use cases are possible. For instance, today we have a DMS solution, a donation management solution called FundraiseUp. What does FundraiseUp do? It helps you. It's sort of a payment gateway, like similar to how we have Dana Mojo in India, right? But what happens is, say you go and I'm just going to read names, huh? I'm just going to read names from the screen that I say. Suppose Satish goes to a website and Sneha goes to the website and they want to donate. And Satish has, suppose Satish has a Samsung Galaxy A5 phone and Sneha has an iPhone 17. They built a tech stack such that a person with a higher, better phone will be shown higher amounts for donations, and the person with a small, slightly like lower phone will get different recommended donation amounts. That's just one use case. Then there is data row. Right, it predicts, if you are into retail giving, it predicts end to end, like who is likely to give, who is not likely to give, who is most likely to churn. It uses simple machine learning to be able to do that. And then we have our own tool. It's a fundraising intelligence tool. I don't want to make it a lot about DaanVeda today, so I'll just skip that. Let's go into other use cases. You'll get this slide, so that's why I'm just breezing through this, because I want to show you, I want to do some practical examples in front of you. And most of the tools that I will show you are free tools, right? Now, you could automate cold calling. There are literally tools like Artisan AI. You can get meeting summaries, which I'm sure a lot of you are using right now. Fireflies is there, Otter.ai is there, Gemini has its own meeting transcriptions. You can create presentations. This is our biggest bane out there, right? We have suffered this so much. Almost every funder asks us for a custom PPT, right? That is customized and personalized to their needs. If we send a generic PPT, if we send a generic proposal or a generic email, what happens? We don't get a response. Does anyone here want to predict what is the average email response rate for CSR appeals? I invite you to add it on the chat. What do you think is the percentage response on email appeals for CSR? Can we get some responses on the chat? Just great. Like, okay, Seva is saying 2%. Sneha says 1%. Satish says 1%. Gul says 2%. 2%. 1%. Less than 1%. Dr. Jose is very pessimistic. He's saying 0%. It'll have to be above 0%, right? Dushant is saying, so almost all of you are at the tail end of the extreme, right? We are saying on a scale of 1 to 100, we are saying it's 1%. Unfortunately, it's not 1%. If it were 1%, we'd all be like, we'll be raising a lot of funding for our non-profits. It's 0.002%. You missed it by an order of magnitude of 10 to the power 2. That is the response rate. I'm not talking about the success rate here. I'm telling you, if you had the perfect data set out there in the world, if you knew everything, and still these are the odds you will face. That's just in CSR. Why are those the odds you face? By some estimates, people say that there are 33 lakh NGOs in India. And it is said that NGO Darpan has 5 lakh NGOs registered on it. And some estimates say that every year 2 lakh NGOs file their ITR. So you are competing, it becomes a competitive structure, right? Even though non-profit is a hyper collaborative space. But essentially what's happening? 5 lakh NGOs going after the same 25, 26,000 companies that are doing CSR. The pool is small. That's why I started this conversation saying that the pool is not small. There are other type of funding strategies. If you have the intent to learn about it, to know about them, and to pursue them, right? Even in CSR, what happens? Most of us pursue the same 200 corporates out there, and which is fine. The math makes sense. The top 200 corporates contribute 50% of India's CSR budget. But that leaves the other 50% also, whom no one approaches. I know of corporates who say that no one reaches out to us. So they give to, like their version of CSR is like very funny. Like they'll just give money to whoever comes. So yeah, like, but all of this is time. Just to build a database, just to do such an automated outreach, it takes time. But now we have AI, right? Like a lot of these things, automations and whatnot, can be done through these tools. I'll not cover the basic use cases. I'm pretty sure you know the basic use cases. Like research is there and all of that is there. Getting answers to your queries is there. Let's talk about some use cases that will really help. One is choosing the right strategy. I've shared a tool with you. It's a free tool. You can use it. Right. In the beginning, there is this thing that says, what is the name of your NGO? You don't even have to say the name of your NGO. Right. Like there is no backend where all of this gets stored or anything. Right. Second is automating boring operations. Now stay with me here, right? Like this is the most complex component of this presentation. Rest everything I'll make super easy for you. Suppose you as an NGO decide to send emails, right? But you want to send smart emails. You want it such that if a person opens the email, then they should get the next email that says that let's do a meeting. But if they don't open the email, they should get the same email 3 days later. This is called Boolean logic. It was possible without AI also. But with AI now, building these interfaces is easier. Now, because I said this is going to be the most difficult component, so I'm going to say that reserve this for yourselves if you are tech oriented or if you have a tech team. Then tell them to explore this tool called Na10. It's an open source tool. You'll be able to use it to build automations. I'm talking about complex automations, right? Like building email flows. Like say you have like people who are registering volunteer interest, right? Like someone registers volunteer interest and there's a system that fetches information about them and then curates a very personalized communication for them, sends them a LinkedIn request automatically and whatnot, all of that. Or maybe you do a you do a webinar and there is a Zoom chat where everyone is posting chat and you have an AI that extracts information from that. Then say it's found like, okay, there is Satish from HASS org, and then it looks for their LinkedIn, adds all of it in a database, and then auto sends emails all all with a click of a button. Building these automations today is very much possible, you know but this does require a little bit of tech savviness. But after this, whatever I show you, it doesn't require tech savviness. It will be quite fun. Let us start. This is where I stop the presentation, sort of. I'll just show you how it's done, right? Note the tool. It's called Notebook LM. It is by Google. It is a free tool. What you do in Notebook LM is you dump all your data in this, right? So I'm done with that. I've added everything here, right? Like I've added my pitch deck, I've added my PR strategy, go to market strategy, everything. In your case, you would add what? Your program deck and whatnot, right? It's a tool by Google, so pretty cool. Now, what can I do here? It gives me all of this. Say you want an audio overview in a very natural voice for your NGO, it will do that. You want to create a video overview of the files that you have put here, you can do that. Imagine for your use case, for your specific use case, imagine you put some files in this, you put some files here, right? Say these are about any program that you are doing, and you put up a PPT or something that you put here, or like just like someone has recorded data and you put that here, and you want to now quickly churn a donor update and send the donor a video. It will create a video, entire end-to-end video for you. I want to show you how a video looks like, so I'll just play it. I've created it. It took it 3 minutes to churn this entire video. If you can't hear the voice, it's also talking, you know. So it's almost creating, like, all of this is creating from scratch, right? Now that's the video part of it. Now, if I were to show you other things. Now, say I have files, I have 4 or 5 files. I want to quickly create an infographic out of it, or I want to create a slide deck out of it. I just have to click on this button. I'll click slide deck, let the AI do its thing, and it'll do it. I can also edit, I can give it specific instructions to follow certain things and whatnot, right? Uh, all of this is doable. Same, I can have like data that is absolutely unfathomable. I can ask it like, hey, create a data table about all my data sources, right? So here I had done it previously. I'll show you, like, this is the table, this is how it looks like, and then I can simply export this table, right? These are some just some of the things that today AI is capable of doing, and this is me talking about a free tool. Imagine a tool that is, like, perhaps a paid tool, like, it will be even better. Now, other things that are there that you can do. uh, I want to share like an experiment that I was doing. So again, we are a country of many faiths. One day I got curious. I was like, can I build an app that literally shows me all the important religious figures across all the religions, right? And that's what I did. There is this tool called Google AI Studio. You just have to Google it, aistudio.google.com, right? Use it to build apps. Even if you have zero coding information, you can build apps, end to end entire apps. Just by talking to an AI, it will build for you, right? So go with it, like, give it your files, it will build your dashboards and whatnot it will do, right? Now, see what I told it. Okay, I told it, just build an app that shows in chronological and map you the important gods, avatars, prophets, messengers of their times. And this is what it came up with, right? And then I just talked to it, right? Like, I'm not coding anything here, as you can see. And all of it, it just completely built. Like, for instance, I'm interested about Poseidon now. Like, I'll click here, I'll tell it, hey, give me a full biography, and it'll be able to generate that. And here's the thing, these are free tools right now. You can do that. Imagine any website or any landing page that you wanted to build for a donor, any report that you wanted to create. Earlier, you would have to pay quite a bit to build custom websites and whatnot. And then, if you are curious, if you're a little curious, there are these very unique buttons that you will find here, right? These buttons that you see, this called to deploy app. I mean, if you just want to share it with your friends and who not, you can definitely do that. You can click on the share button. But if you want to really deploy it, you click this button, there'll be some bit of learning curve. I promise you, not more than one day. So for those of you who think that you're not of tech bent, right, like, you don't have a tech bent of mind, I assure you, like, it wouldn't take you more than one day to even learn how to publish apps or how to publish websites. So like this, you can do all sorts of things. I was the first time I used it, I was looking at a dating app for the social impact sector, and it actually built it like a very basic version, but it did do that. Now, these are some use cases that you have, all of it that you can do. Now, other use cases, you can build entire end-to-end infographics from scratch. Now, say I have this here, right? Like, for instance, in DaanVeda, we have this feature. Again, there are other tools that do this now. This a huge piece of text, right? And I don't want there to be text. I want it to be an infographic instead. I'll click generate infographic, and within a few seconds, some 10 to 11 seconds, the AI will create an infographic for me. I could literally tell it, like, adhere to a certain font, adhere to certain, what you call colors, brand tonality and whatnot, and it will be able to do all of that. And there are multiple tools currently that are able to afford that for you. And yeah, like, it will create like infographics like these. This one is taking a little time to generate. Okay, it's now there. So see, it's created a infographic from like a large chunk of text that I've given it. And earlier there used to be, mistakes in spelling and whatnot. Today, none of that happens. So, uh, you know again, all of this is very much possible. Like, imagine earlier, like, earlier us trying to do all of this. Today, pretty much everyone in here, right? Like I see like most of us, like at least the people who've turned their video on, like we are all beyond say like our middle age or something, most of us, right? So pretty easy to pick up all these skills, right? Now, moving on to a little bit perhaps more advanced use case, and this one is a paid use case. The apps would be, DaanVeda is one app, but there is also other apps like Paradigm is there, Exa is there. This is building end-to-end data sets from scratch, right? So I go here, I ask the AI something like top CSR companies in India, and just to give you one example, right? Like, so I'll say, let's say I ask it to generate 25 such companies and, oh, wait, enable web search, apply enrichment. Okay, voila. In one bit, it's given me the companies, right? Now I can ask it, okay, find the website of the company, right? And I refer a column to it. I'll tell it, okay, can you refer to column number 1? And I've given it this range. From here on, I tell it 25 and everything good to go. And I just response type. I say, okay, it can be response type. I could choose like email or LinkedIn or all of those things. And it would pretty much adhere to it. Apply enrichment. Again, it will take a little bit of time, and one by one it will be able to, if there like some things like that exist, it will start creating those, right? So it's giving me HDFC Bank, TCS, ONGC, Tata Steel, ICIC, Indian Oil, Infosys, all of these websites it's giving me. Next, I could ask it like who's the CEO, or who's the head of CSR, who's the CFO, what is their LinkedIn, what is their email, what is their phone number. Imagine the time that you'll save, because what I told you still stands, right? 0.002% is the response rate. But why is it that, why do we have 0.002 response rate, right? Like my job is data. Every day I look at data, I don't do anything else. It's because most of the times our appeals are very generic. Again, something that AI can help you with. If you have contextual, like if you have an AI that takes into consideration, the context of what your funder wants, and as such creates an appeal for your funder, it will be far more relevant. To give you one very example, now this is going beyond AI. We are entering the realm of common sense, right? A lot of nonprofits, that I've seen, like when I look at their outreach campaigns, I see emails that read something like this. Hey, like it'll say like something like, "Dear sir, ma'am, we are NGO this and that. This is our program. This is our need, right? We are seeking scholarship for say 100 children. We would love to partner," and that's it, done. And never will they get a response unless their brand is very strong. Why? Because the corporate doesn't care. No, the corporate doesn't have a soul, right? Like they don't do it out of the goodness of their hearts. Individuals have souls, individuals have a heart. They do it because of a government mandate. So you have to align to their needs. If I'm going to a corporate X, I tell them that, hey, this is what I need, they'll obviously not be interested. But if I go to them saying that, hey, I see that you have a scholarship program in Bihar and you are operating in these 4 districts there, but you're not operating in these 2 districts, and you have this Parivartan scholarship program. We also have a scholarship program, and it's also in these 3 to 4 districts where you're not there right now, and it's very similar to yours, and we even have a tech platform to do it. How about we collaborate? We can help you with the last mile delivery. That's a far better pitch. Why? Because you're solving their problem. You're not telling them that, hey, solve for my problem. But now when I tell you there is a 0.002% response rate, you don't want to customize and personalize each and every email, right? It becomes so difficult. That's again where AI can help you. You can send bulk emails to bulk lists, and off it goes. But then again, like if we talk about outreach numbers and how they are improved, and what all there is, like we'll have to spend quite a bit of time, right? Like everything from multi-touch point engagement to employee volunteering, all of those things play a huge role. But yeah, like that's it. Like I only had like some 45 minutes with you. I hope you all have been able to take something away from this. Muskan, uh, can you please also share the list of 150 free tech tools that we had prepared, uh, so that they can also, leverage it? That'd be super. Uh, and I'll soon take questions. I'm seeing there are quite a few questions also. Uh, Before that, I just want to speak a little bit about DaanVeda. Some same shameless self-marketing I'll do. We are an AI-powered fundraising intelligence and automation platform. Simply put, we've created the world's largest fundraising repository, right? You name it, your individual donors, philanthropists, UHNIs, foundations, employee matching gift opportunities, grants, corporates, events, even events for CSR, ESG and everything. We've curated that data. Then we've, taken AI to help it make more personalized, right? Like we tell you, okay, these are the relevant ones. And then there is the generative AI component, which helps you create personalized communications. Now with DaanVeda 2.0, which we are, planning to launch, starting next month in Jan, we are adding email functionality and CRM capabilities also to our tool. So yeah, like all of this is there. I'll let Muskan also share a few other things. I'll tell you a little bit about our impact. So far, we've onboarded, actually, these numbers are a little outdated. We've onboarded over 400 nonprofits. We did a small sample size case study wherein we found 35 nonprofits that we had onboarded very early, because we are just 1 year old. Huh? We just completed 1 year. 35 nonprofits that we had onboarded in our early days were able to raise 16 crores and had a pipeline built of 100 CR for this year and the next year. And there are time savings of anywhere between 40 to 60%, depending on the size of the NGO that NGOs are able to have. That was my shameless self-marketing. Now all my time is yours, so please feel free to ask any questions that you may have. I think there is already one question. It says, "Is the Anveda platform available for free to NGOs?" One day, definitely. But right now, we do heavily subsidize it for non-profits. And I assure you, like, we are the we are the most affordable platform out there for in our category throughout the world. Um, and But yeah, right now we are not free, but we do have some free tools. We have like our LMS, our courses are free. We have an entire course library that is free. You will receive that in the email. We don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of links. We have a fundraising strategy recommendation engine that we shared the link with you. And There is free tools that we've shared with you, close to 150 free tools. These include, access to anything from cloud compute to, everyday softwares that you use, that you'll be able to access. But any other questions that you have? Yes, Mr. Dushant. I uh, I think, Neelam, can you give everyone the ability to unmute? I think people are not able to unmute.
Yes, yes, sure. Yes, Mr. Dushan.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, ConnectFor, for organizing this, and thank you so much, Irfan. You have no idea how invaluable this session has been for me personally, and I'm sure for everyone else. So I couldn't have even imagined that these things are available. I am representing my daughter in this call. She is 18 years old and she runs a student-run nonprofit. Now, my question is that the nonprofit sector also faces a challenge of talent in raising funds. Fundraising is a different ballgame altogether. And you somewhere mentioned that it's the founders who do this. I also had the chance of meeting, the CEO of Cry, and she had said that 100% of her time goes into raising funds because that's what she does. So, any thoughts or plans of supporting organizations in bridging this gap. And now I'm not saying that you help us hire people. What I'm saying is, if you understand fundraising better, you do it for DaanVeda, does it for someone, and the organization does what they're supposed to do. They excel at something, because fundraising is a completely different ball game. I'm sure you'll agree. Thank you.
100% agree with you. I think that is our endeavor also. We are looking towards agentic AI, where eventually we'll do the fundraising for you, right? I've managed to clone myself also. So there's a AI version of me in that. Soon perhaps we'll start attending the webinars also. I don't want to sow the seed of doubt that am I real here or not. But it'll happen, right? I'll say definitely there's a gap of talent. I believe AI can bridge it. Why? Because with AI now, suddenly, uh, people who didn't have access to, skills before, and we are all smart enough to know why people don't have access to skills. We work with the most vulnerable, most marginalized people in communities. We know what happens. These are systematic failures that cause people to not have such skills, right? I was never a good coder. uh, why? I'm from Kashmir. There used to be so many hartals that government used to subsidize our education. Like it was so funny. They used to say that aap 50 number karo. We will give you the other 50 for free. Like to that extent it used to happen. And that's just one example. Imagine like areas where there is no electricity also. I've talked to NGOs and I used to tell them that, hey, why do you diversify so much? Like, why can't you just plant trees? Or why can't you, if you're doing education and in education, why can't you just stick to community tuitions? Because one trend that I faced in NGOs was like, I always saw that NGOs are doing too many things. Even if like a 1 CR NGO will still have like 10 programs. And then they said that, hey, we went to teach the children in their communities and to in the government schools, and we realized no one is going to these government schools. So then we had to go to the community to teach them. When we went to the community to teach them, we realized there is some domestic violence happening, so we started counseling there. When we started counseling, we realized there is no electricity only. Right? And so many other things. We realized at the school there is no proper sanitation. There are no washrooms for girl children. Now I don't know like when these problems will get solved, but things happen, and we as adults then realize that we have limited set of skills. And I'm talking about us. We are privileged in a lot of ways, right? But now this AI has come, and suddenly the non-coders are able to code, right? The non-data analysts are able to analyze data. The non-creative people are able to create, and it's good enough that it puts you in the 80% top bracket, is what I'll say. Now, as for your uh, expectations from DaanVeda are concerned, I really, really, really pray that we are able to rise up to them. That is the endeavor, right? Like eventually we would want to build systems that raise the funds for you. Uh, I've been a fundraiser for 10 years, right? I did my bachelor's in quantitative financial economics. If it sounds complex, it was complex. I also didn't understand it, you know. And I was supposed to be an investment banker. Some days I think that I should have, perhaps I would be able to donate more. But I became a fundraiser, and I've done like all sorts of fundraising, like door-to-door fundraising, se lekar, crowdfunding, CSR grants, and all of this. And I agree, it is complex, and it's a problem that is very close to my heart, because I've seen NGOs close because of this as well, right? It's like so many good NGOs that close. Why was it? Because of lack of intent? No, it wasn't because of lack of intent. It was lack of funds, right? So yeah, like I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah. Any other questions?
Uh, Thank you. Thank you, Dushyant, for asking the question. Thank you, Irfan. I guess Mr. Pawan has a question. He has also raised a hand. Uh, Pawan, would you like to share the question where you have?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Hi, Irfan.
Hi,
Yes,
Mr. Pawan.
myself, Pavan. I'm from Karnataka. My question is very simple. How can a new NGO get their first fund? Why? Because now only 1 month ago we have registered our NGO. Literally, we are struggling to get fund. At locally, we are getting some like 5,000, 10,000 like that. When we are going to the strangers like in a Bangalore and all, like they are refusing. So what are the strategies to get the first fund?
This is a very interesting question. I'll give you some interesting answers, but first disclaimers. Like one thing is, see, I would love to get on a one-on-one call. Maybe we'll send you my calendar link. So first, I would have to know your NGO to give you some answers. But let's assume some things. I'll just straight up now assume you're a new NGO, so chances are you obviously you'll not have like CSR or FCRA. So institutional funding is out of the question, right? I am assuming your your cause area is perhaps hopefully simple enough that individual donors can understand it. Now, why are we not able to raise funds? Say you've already done your crowdfunding campaign, you've forced your siblings and friends to donate, right? I would do that first. Then comes the psychology of altruism. Why do people donate? Right? We do donate for a lot of reasons. One good way to get donations is put yourself in places where there is a lot of influx of people. If you're going after retail donations, go to a mall, book a slot there, start a what you call that stall. I've done that. It's the best activity ever. When I was in college, I used to set up stalls. I used to get like hot chocolate and sell that to people who had their exams, because imagine like exam stress and everything, and I'm selling hot chocolate. I used to charge $5 for that. So I used to study in the US. Like I got a good scholarship there, and it exposed me to a lot of culture there in terms of fundraising. So that was one way. So you go to malls, and now I'm going to say some controversial things, right? Like, please forgive me if it comes as crude. There was a researcher named, Cisco, and two researchers, one named Cisco, one named Weber. They said psychological or motivations behind altruism also are to do with sexual dynamics. A very simple way to put that is, if I stand at a mall, I will always go to couples to get donations, right? Because there is a dynamic they want to convey. There is a signaling that happens. I'll not go to a one person, because they will outright reject me. They'll say no, by nahi nahi hoga. But if people are in an in-group setting, people are with other people, then going to them makes far more sense. There is enough research on this, obviously. But the first principle, even more, it stands even more, right? Like, go to a metro station, go to the administrative authorities and tell them that, hey, like, we are setting up, can we set up a stall? No one will usually charge you if you have just show them your ATG certificate. And on average, every day you'll be able to, raise, if it's a good rush, you'll be able to get some 6 to 10,000 rupees. All you need is two people. Don't put one person at a stall, because if one person is at a stall and they are trying to do fundraising, they'll get demoralized with all the no's. If there is like a group of 2 3 people, at least they can make jokes about all the rejections, because for every 100 appeals you make to people, maybe perhaps 2 or 3 people will say yes. Everyone else will just write like, look at you, very weird, that why are you doing this with us, right? But it's also the most age old method of raising funds. There is no better way of raising funds than face-to-face fundraising, because that's when you're in your elements. The other thing that an NGO at your age and stage should do is perhaps look to sell something, right? When I used to work with a lot of volunteers, and they had a lot of autonomy to conduct a lot of different events and programs within their communities. And one thing I would tell them is like, hey, can we just like start with like one art gallery show? Like, we'd reach out to some famous artists. We would tell them that come to this place, this venue on this date. We would all pitch in to cover the rent, and they would put in their stalls. They would sell their artwork, and because they were artists, they already had a network that they would invite. उसी में हम अपना stall भी डाल देते थे. We would put our stall in there, and the artworks that we used to sell was from our beneficiaries, which were like 5th, 6th, 7th grade kids who had made these cute drawings, and then we would sell those. Sell क्या करते थे, हम बोलते थे कि hey, like, pay whatever you want to, right? These are by our beneficiaries, we are an NGO, we do this and that. And trust me, like, something that even postcards that we used to print, something that was costing us 1 or 2 rupees, people were paying thousand rupees. In one day we were able to get some 60,000 rupees. So these are things that you can do. One last suggestion that I would give you, again, for people who are trying for retail fundraising, right? Go to your restaurants, go to malls, and not malls, go to your general stores and put up tipping jars, right? So that tell them that, hey, like, whenever someone is coming for billing, can you invite them to make like a small change or leave a tip or leave a like small leave the change with us. Obviously with UPI a lot of this is now like not as big as it used to be, but it still works in tier 2 pockets. Definitely it still works. I'm sure like now it's more digitized. If you ever go to Zomato, you order something, at the end of it is a checkout that says donate rupees 5 or 10 to Feed India Foundation, right? That's called checkout charity. Other terms, it's called point of sale charity. It can be enacted locally as well. I hope that gives you some semblance of an answer. I think Dr. Vivek also has a question. Yes, Dr.
Yes,
Vivek.
yeah. In addition, I will just answer the questions of Mr. Gul Bushra Khan, because he also had a similar questions at helping new NGO starting fundraising at beginning. Yes, Dr. Vivek, you can ask your question. Yeah, you can unmute and ask. Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So we are a 3-year-old NGO, and so far we have raised funds through retail donation, through crowdfunding. My wife was an active person in crowdfunding. Thankfully, our donors were generous with us. We work in a health sector among the tribal populations in Tamil Nadu. Now, after the 3-year period, when you finish the due diligence, which like you have to do 3 years IT returns and all of those things, that's when you can reach out to CSR, is what I am, is my assumption of. And so I want to understand about that. And I am a big believer on technologies in such rural healthcare. So I would like to, being a physician, I have a little bit of touch with technology, but I'm not I don't have a technology background as such. So I would like to understand where do I start? So I'm the founder. So I'm the person who's mostly involved in front of the technology. So where should I start, and how do I get involved with DaanVeda?
I think we lost you, but I got the question. In the interest of time, though, one thing is, I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you got something out of it. Muskan has put up a feedback form. It would be super, super, super awesome if you could fill in the form. It really helps us refine our pitch as well. Momentarily, I'll answer the question that was just posed. But Muskan, if you could bump up the feedback form again once more, and once I answer this question, I'll also would want to share like a Christmas discount that we have for DaanVeda as well. Now, speaking about tribal areas, I think I got it in tribal areas in Tamil Nadu, right?
Yes, sir.
One thing is, if you're in medical domain, I would really invite you to look up August AI. They are a WhatsApp-based AI solution that helps with medical advices via simple WhatsApp mechanism. If it's fundraising that you seek help with, I think foundations would be your best bet to get started, depending on your compliances, right? Like CSR, I wouldn't advise at this stage. If you have, like, say, if you're into if you're into environment, I would tell you like maybe do employee volunteering first to that becomes a good foot in the door activity that helps with CSR best. But because yours is like yours is, I'm assuming it's a rural belt where it's happening. So I'll have to give it a little bit more thought. Again, like would love to talk to you one on one. I just basically it's nothing. I just have to minutes where I just understand what you do. I have to understand your network. I have to understand everything about your NGO. Then it shouldn't be a problem. You will get an email with my calendar link access. You can easily schedule a call with me. But from on the surface, and don't quote me on this, I think foundations is the way to go for you. Like someone like an Azim Premji Foundation, someone like foundations tend to be more permissive for say for non-profits that are at earlier stages. Before we take yeah, before we take more questions, Muskan, do you want to share a little bit on our Christmas discount? Uh,
So I hope my voice is fully audible.
you're faintly audible, Muskan.
This should be better.
Okay, yeah. A
Yeah.
small introduction and then we can share.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute,
Hi.
huh?
Yes. Hi everyone. I'm Muskan, one of the other co-founders of DaanVeda. So I look after community and partnership here majorly. So the Christmas discount that we have right now is that all the organizations who are attending the webinar right now will be providing up to 60% and above discount for all different non-profits who are coming directly through the referral of ConnectFor. So we have shared the link with you. If you are interested, you can tick on a checkbox there and we'll personally reach out to you so that we can block a one-on-one call with you to understand more about your organization and share about the discounting pricing as well. Just to note that this pricing is only till end of this month, so would encourage all of you to fill the form right away and we'll definitely reach out to you. Over to you, Irfan.
Okay, perfect. Muskan, in the email that we share, please make sure my calendar link is also there. Feel free to schedule a call with me. I promise you I'll not try to sell DaanVeda to you, but I can definitely help with any fundraising strategy that you want to do. Like I like to volunteer my time like that. Uh, um yeah, Dushyant, yes, we mean the feedback form. Muskan, if you can bump it up. Any other questions?
I guess we can take the last question for the for the day. Mr. Pratap, would you like to ask a question? And also, I mean, after the session, I will share the details and the links along with you. So if anyone wants to get in touch with Irfan, you're free to feel free to do that. Yes, Pratap.
Yeah. Hi, Irfan. Thank you. It
Hi,
was a
Mr.
very nice
Pratap.
session. Yeah,
Thank you.
I have
Thank you.
just two query because we are mostly NGO and we are searching free kind of tools or open source. So the first query, any tool you can suggest for the social media management kind of buffer kind of, because it's very cumbersome to log in and manage everyone data at different social media. So as a aggregator kind of social media platform buffer, I believe, but it's costly. So any suggestion from your side for the social media management platform? And the second question is, I just want your view to how to engage some international volunteers, some of the persons interested in our organization, because we have got FCRA just now, and some of the known are there, but we have no any strategy or mindset. How can we engage their crowd? So we just want your comments on that very strategy. So please answer. So it
The
will be
first
good.
question, I'm really sorry, I have no clue.
Social media management
No,
platform
I'm
kind of.
saying that only. The
Okay,
answer
okay,
is
okay.
I
Sorry,
don't
sorry.
know.
Okay, sorry.
And the second answer is that I know. You can try digital volunteering activities depending on what your nonprofit does. Say if you are into education and you want to tag children with mentors. There's a lot of huge Indian diaspora outside that wants to engage, right? Or you want to target people in employee volunteering. And if you have FCRA, I would say register on Benevity. Right, and just list your volunteering opportunities there. You'll probably find like a good number of people. I believe volunteering is the best foot in the door activity that happens before CSR, right? Because that's where you build actual connections, and it's far easier to get a response from HR than it is to get from, say, a head of CSR. Right, and then once you connect with employees at the office, you can just like build good relations with them and then ask them to refer you to the corporates, CSR key decision makers. That becomes easy. Now, in terms of curating volunteering programs that are digital in nature, I would recommend We Do Good is a good platform that you should connect with. In fact, Muskan is good friends with the co-founder at We Do Good also. Muskan, if you'd be kind enough to also add your email. So Mr. Pratap
Sure,
can
sure.
connect with you for, maybe you can connect him with We Do Good. They would be able to better guide you in volunteering opportunities.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. At first step, how we have to start to call their company or just kind of some organization from where we have to start, because it's we are just planning to explore them. So what, how we have to start it?
See, I'm saying go through an intermediary platform.
Okay,
Right, you have like We Do Good is there, you have Benevity is there. I believe Your Cause also does some volunteering recently. there there couple there are a lot of, just if you Google now volunteering platforms, you'll find you'll be able to find a lot of them. You could do it independently as well, right? Like say a organization like Bhumi independently does it, and what is their tactic? They'll basically just use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Perhaps like every year LinkedIn Sales Navigator gives 6 months free access of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. During Giving Tuesday, perhaps that offer is still available, but every year that happens. I get like free LinkedIn Sales Navigator from there. I would say you can build a list from there. You can just look at social media posts, stock companies here and there, see like, are they doing a lot of outing activities? Do they do conduct a lot of online activities? And then reach out to them, tell them that, hey, how we can be able to increase employee engagement. This is a proven fact that employee volunteering increases employee engagement. You just have to reach out to someone in HR, right? Like if it's a mid-sized company, you can reach out to the head of HR. If it's like a very large company, then reach out to the regional senior HR manager. And usually their job titles may even have like employee engagement managers or something in there. But if that is quite a bit of hassle, then go through intermediary companies. If possible, perhaps like I would, I'll try to look for some of these companies. I do know that we maintain a list, but I don't know like on top of my head, like Fidelity, Your Cause, maybe Global Giving also, Benevity, We Do Good. There are quite a few. There are definitely quite a few.
Sure. Thank you, Irfan. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much. Uh, I guess we can conclude the session. There are some more questions we are getting. Would you like to take one more
I
question?
don't mind. Until I have my next meeting, I can do this all the time. Like
So
anyone who
this is the
wants to.
last. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So
I don't mind any of the questions. Like
this is
I'm
the
always
last
happy to.
question. Yes, Priyanka, please go ahead.
You're on mute,
Priyanka.
Priyanka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, all everyone. Like Irfan sir, I wanted to ask that is there any uh, corporate directory that we can access for CSR like listing? Because I searched a lot of bookshops also, but there's no customized directory. Or should we use the notebook LM tool that you the app that you refer for the search for the right corporates or foundations for the CSR. And my second question, I have another question that when we approach for CSR, we are generally accustomed to, we get open to a lot of commissions that are involved. So is that required or is that not required at all? So these are the two questions
I'll
I would like
answer
you
the
to answer.
second question first.
Okay,
Just run away
thank you.
from those opportunities.
Yeah,
Very unethical. So just ignore those. Maybe even
okay.
just name and shame would be good. There was this time when I was thinking that perhaps we should, as NGOs, create like a blacklist of corporates that have asked us like all
Ex
for all these sort of things. Like why should it always be from one side? And the narrative is also so biased in the media. In the media, they'll always, whenever some fraud or something surfaces, they'll always put it on the NGOs. Like जैसे पूरा सारा
Yes.
corruption का जिम्मा हमने लिया है, like corporates तो दूध के धुले. Anyway, I should say that we get our funding from CSR, but I think there should be a little bit more boldness as well. But to answer your first question, Government of India maintains, MCA maintains a CSR repository. तो csr.gov.in करके you can get a free repository. It's a little bit manual, so quite a bit of hassle. You would need like an intern who consistently works on it, but it won't give you any contact details, everything, and all of that, right? There is a very unified repository also that Satva has in the form of Fund Assist, but I find it very expensive to be. I think they're around 3.75 lakh rupees. Then you can use custom data set builders. Notebook LM wouldn't be one of them. Notebook LM is for your data sources. So whatever data you have, it will build data sets on top of that. But say for instance, something like a Perplexity can help you a lot. Perplexity, if you have an Airtel SIM, you can subscribe to, you can get Perplexity for 1 year free. It can help you with minimal research. Like, if you want quickly 50 funder details, it will be able to find that for you. But if you're looking for larger data sets, like, then shameless self-marketing, DaanVeda would be the best tool. We have it all in a unified database, like filterable and also with contact key decision makers. Uh, so the multiple options, right? Like even custom dataset creators are there. Like one is Paradigm, one is Exa. Those are paid definitely. But free, if you're looking at, then csr.gov is there. But you would need someone who takes the data from it. It's also it's a hassle, but it's there. Like if you're looking for a free option.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's okay. Yeah, that's a great session. Thank you so much, Irfan. And I hope, I mean, I can say it was very insightful and the participants were engaging. That's great to know about like how well we are aware about the AI. But yes, the implementation part is always a challenge for any technological, for any technology. After the session, I will share an email with all of you. If you don't receive an email from our end, you can just drop at ops@connectfor.org. You can ask your questions and post the session. I will also share the details about DaanVeda and Irfan's schedule as he has mentioned. So you're free to connect with him on LinkedIn and through their other contact details. Thank you, Irfan and Muskan, for this wonderful and insightful session. And thank you all of you for joining the session on this, I can say weekend. The vacations are coming up. I hope most of you must be having some plans now, leaving your bags are packing and all, ready to go somewhere on the vacation. But thank you so much. That's a good number of participants we had today. Wish you all a very happy vacations and a very happy new year from ConnectFor.